Okay, so somebody advised me to do it that way instead. So I will follow their advice on the tip. But to give you an NFL update, it was the last day of the NFL last. I'm very happy that the Bills are in the playoff. If you're a Jacksonville fan watching this from the background, you're probably mad at me right now. Don't you talk about the Jaguars! It was not my responsibility for your team to perform in Tennessee. I warned you guys that there was a scenario where the Tennessee Titans could have beaten the Jaguars, and they did beat the Jaguars. Funny enough, the scoreline was 28-20 in Tennessee. Yes, they're eliminated from the playoff, but guess what? They took you down with them, as I expected. Because why? It's the AFC. It was an AFC battle between two powerful teams, and well, the Titans beat the Jaguars, but it benefited the Bills tremendously because why? The Browns of Cleveland lost against the Cincinnati Bengals. I told you in this tight affair that it would be a home turf situation, and the scoreline was 31-14. Congratulations to Cincinnati Bengals on my prediction, because I said the Bengals at home was going to be +3, +5, 40% win, and win at 60% DUB for the dub. And the Cincinnati Bengals delivered. Yes, my record is still intact at 100% when it comes to professional football, that is. As for the Jaguars and the Titans, sorry, Trevor Lawrence, it's just that when somebody's injured, as the manager, yes, you guys have your sponsors and you guys want to get to the playoff by all means. It does not mean to sacrifice your star player. 3 weeks ago, we know he was hurt on that Monday Night Football game, and you forced him to play, risking him playing for next season. This injury was long term. When a player is hurt, you rest him. I know the greed is there, all that stuff is there, the marketing thing is there, but you have to rest him. Even if he's your MVP, you have to rest him to allow him to recuperate. You put him at risk, and now you are risking his career, as predicted. Now, the other scoreline we had for you was the Texans versus the Colts, and the scoreline for this one was 23-19 in favor of the Houston Texans. One of the best fourth quarter I've watched. I only watch highlight and fourth quarters. A second half if it's soccer, because why? I don't want to watch the 90 minutes. It's a waste of time. Because why? I need to get my rest, and most importantly, I need to make sure my stats is right when I'm revising what happened. I prefer wasting time watching what happened in the game by numbers, not by watching the game itself, unless it's my favorite team playing. And the Texans delivered, and now they have qualified, taking Jacksonville's spot. The last spot that was left now belongs to the Texans. Jacksonville, you are out of the playoff for this year in the wild card. See you next season. Congratulations to the Houston Texans with their new quarterback, CJ Stroud, the rookie in the NFL, going to the playoff on his first year. This is a very rare thing. The last time I saw this was in the AFC, in the same division, and it was a guy named Tom Brady. You remember that name if you watch football. If you don't watch football, you're missing out. That's your problem, not mine. I suggest you start watching some football. So CJ Stroud, respect to you, sir. As I predicted, you would be the main decisive factor, and you delivered for the Houston Texans as I expected, 100%. So respect to CJ Stroud. You made yourself proud. You made the city of Houston, Texas proud this past Saturday. Young man, good job. My record is still 100%. Now let's go to the next game I had on the list for you guys. We had the Vikings versus the Lions. Respect the Detroit Lions for laying the smackdown on the Vikings as predicted. 30-20. I told you the Vikings needed this because they wanted to play spoiler the same way the Tennessee Titans play spoiler, but not against the Lions. Lions are too strong, too much pride, like literally. The Lions came out and spanked them to go 12-5 as I expected on the spread, -10, -7. Remember I gave you that spread last weekend? I said -10, -7, and I expected more than 10 points from the Lions, and the Lions delivered precisely on the -10, 30-20. Record is still 100%. Let's continue. And I did give you guys a prediction, but it's not played yet. It will be played tonight, and that will be between the Dallas Cowboys. Well, it was played last night. The Cowboys, I told you the Cowboys was going to win this one. -4, -6, or the Cowboys won 100%. Look at the scoreline. 38-10. Dallas Cowboys beat the Washington Commandos as I predicted. Record is still 100%. God damn. Well, am I good? It's not me. As the man upstairs called Allah Almighty, bro. Let's go. And I told you guys that the Pittsburgh Steelers. Oh yes, I told you about the Steelers, didn't I? That they would take advantage of the Ravens with the backup quarterback, but I wanted to give the Ravens the edge with Huntley as the #2 quarterback at 80%. But 20% went to the Steelers. Steelers beat the Ravens, and I believe they have snuck themselves in the last spot in the AFC. Congratulations to the Pittsburgh Steelers for doing so. You are now in the wild card, even though you're going to get eliminated early, but it's okay to participate in your wild card because why? It will be the last year that you see your coach Mike Tomlin as your head coach because why? It's his last year as a Steeler after 2 decades of coaching them. Same goes to the New England Patriots with Bill Belichick. It is your last year as a New England Patriots coach. So me, I don't support these two teams, but I respect you guys as the Steelers and the Patriots because why? As a Raider who's in the AFC, we do have a history. And I do watch the Bills as the second best team in the AFC according to my book. So I do have a history with you guys, but I'm not gonna miss you guys at all. Tomlin, I'm gonna miss. Belichick, I was a Tom Brady guy, not a Belichick guy, so I don't know. I'm not gonna. If you're a Patriots fans, well, that's your issue, but not me. So that brought me down to 90% on that record for the Ravens because why? I was expecting you to actually get that record, but you did not want to get the record. It's okay. And then for the last game, I had the Bills. One day I told the Bills that you have to win this game, even though 90% favored Miami Dolphins. Last night, the Buffalo Bills came through, even though it was a nail-biter from the get-go. Josh Allen threw 2 interceptions, and then he fumbled the ball, but guess what? He got it right in a couple of runs. Now, I've seen you make some harsh run last night. They were decisive to win the game. I would highly suggest that don't take that kind of risk in the wild card. Now you are in the last 12. Don't risk it too much. Just go back to the original, what you have been doing. Mix it up between you and Cook. Mix it up, mix it up, mix it up, mix it up. And he was slinging the ball last night to the tight ends. Pause. Respect to Cameron and Troops if you're in London. But Cameron, you know the originator, Cameron from Harlem, from Dipset. Respect to the bird, Dipset. And do not overdo it in the playoff. Be very careful because now you're facing teams like Miami Dolphins. I think in the wild card, let me give my prediction for the wild card. According to the wild card, folks, the Buffalo Bills will be playing against the Pittsburgh Steelers at home. Buffalo, congratulations. You don't have to travel. This is why I wanted you to win. You will be comfortable in your backyard at home against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Easy work for the Buffalo Bills. Easy work. This is why it was necessary for you to get that victory over the Dolphins because now you don't have to travel. Now, when it comes to the wild card, on January 14th at 1 p.m., the Buffalo Bills, with the record of 11-6, identical to Miami's, will be hosting the Pittsburgh Steelers. Easy work for the Bills as long as they apply the formula. Josh Allen, mix it up with James Cook, boom, and then spread it out to Kincaid is a secondary tight end. Knox came back last night. This is a difference between an all-pro tight end and the tight end who's just probably a sophomore or a rookie in the NFL. Kincaid don't have the skill set that Knox have. Knox have the skill set of a Gronkowski. Kincaid have a skill set of Little Mermaid from Disney. Okay, not the same thing. There's level to this thing. And respect to Knox, and last night you gave me the game. Allen did the hard play of running the 4th down plays, but Knox, number 88, Fort Knox as I call him, not even the wide receivers. Stephon Diggs did keep a few key plays. Gabe Davis was absent from the game, but that tight end, when you have a key tight end, this was New England's secret the whole time. People always say Tom Brady is great. We know Tom Brady how good he is, but let's not forget about the men who catch the pass. The quarterback throw it, but there have to be a receiver on the end. Gronkowski, Amendola, Julian Eggelsman, these guys, Randy Moss, these guys were the reason why the New England Patriots, that era, they were so successful back then. Now, as for your wild card preview, we have for next week, we have the Cleveland Browns who will travel to Houston to play against the Texans. And folks, if you ask me I will not give you a prediction for this yet because I have to go to the lab and study. Well, let's not make a prediction on the wild cards yet. Let's save it for the Great Iron program. Now, I just wanted to touch the Bills. Now the Bills are in. The Bills are in. Next, I would, whether you win the AFC conference this year or lose it, for next season, you're gonna have to go back to the drawing board. That means we're gonna have to change that linebacking core. You're gonna have to update the wide receiving core, because if Gabe Davis is moderate, because last night he was complaining again for not having a lot of balls thrown to him, you may have to refresh the wide receiving core. And I have a recommendation. There is a young man playing tonight in an NCAA National Championship by the name of Roman Odunze from the Washington Huskies. And don't forget, I already gave you guys Roman Wilson from the Michigan Wolverines. And the Buffalo Bills, because now you want to reset the team to go with a fresher, somebody who will be less, how should I say this? Somebody who will comply to the modern day NFL style. Because don't forget, everything is based back into college football. That's where you get the players from. Now, if Gabe Davis is saying that, okay, I would like to go to the New York Jets, I would like the Buffalo Bills to shop. I'm not saying that you're going to get a quarterback like J.J. McCarthy, because don't forget that the NCAA winners, the NCAA winners always go, the NFL always go for the first pick in the rounds, in the draft. Try to get at least the wide receiver Roman Odunze, the Nigerian sensation, or try to get Rome Wilson from the Michigan Wolverines. You're talking about elite wide receivers who can help you, because now you're going to shell out guys like Stephon Diggs. It is highly unlikely, if the Bills don't win the Super Bowl or the AFC conference, that he'll be back with the Bills. So now you're going to make way with a new core of wide receivers. Josh Allen is 26, 27, and he can play with these guys, because I know the Bills will not trade a franchise player. Or it's reality. So if Stephon Diggs decides to go to the Cowboys next year, and then Gabe Davis, according to the rumors I'm hearing, want to go to the Jets, let them leave. So you can replace them with two brand new wide receivers from the NCAA, and these guys are top-notch, la crème de la crème, the cream of the crop. A piece of advice to the Buffalo Bills. Hopefully you take it into consideration. But as for my NFL prediction, it was 90% magnifico. Now, as for tonight, at 7:30 p.m., folks, tonight is the night the Michigan Wolverines get crowned as the Alabama Roll Tide. I have zero beef. I have zero beef. I have zero beef. I have zero beef with the Michigan Wolverines. I wish them good luck. 14-0 facing the Washington Huskies, and I'm wishing the Huskies good luck as well. But we all know that Michigan Wolverines, I want you guys, after all you've been through the whole season, a lot of doubters now are believers, but I always believed in you since August, because I know that you guys were holding a grudge from last season. And people say sometimes negative energy don't work. Grudges work sometimes. Because why? The Michigan Wolverines are the example of why grudges sometimes work. It depends on how you use the energy. And the Michigan Wolverines, I know a lot of teams right now, not a lot of teams, two teams who are not happy with this. Georgia Bulldogs and the Ohio State Buckeyes. Where? Y'all be watching tonight. Because we know the haters got to watch. Their haters will be watching. Oh yes, you will be watching the Wolverines get crowned national champion. You ass clowns who plotted behind their back to have their coaches suspended for 3 games. The same ass clowns who reported the Wolverines scouting team to the NCAA office. You ass clowns is going to be sidelined tonight to watch the Wolverines get crowned national champions. It's been 26 years, but tonight the Wolverines will be crowned champion. Now, if you're asking me, young man, how should I place a bet on a game like this since I don't know the way to do it? N'ayez pas peur, as they say in French. Do not be scared, my friend. I got you covered. Now, remember I gave you guys a pick the other day on the underdog. I did tell you guys to pick Washington if you're going with the underdog plus 11. After my studies, since we are only 3 hours or 2 hours away from the game, remove the plus 11, make it a plus 10. Reduce the plus 9 I gave you guys down a peg to move it to minus 7. I said minus 7, plus 7, since it's the underdog. You're going to have to move it now to plus 7. Because now you are approaching the game, you're going to have to turn it down a bit. And then as for the last bet for the underdog, you will go plus 6 Washington. That one will not change. 2 field goals will not change. Now, if you want to go with the favorite, which is Michigan Wolverines, which a lot of you will do, minus 10, minus 6, minus 4. Minus 10, minus 6, minus 4 for the favorite to win the entire thing tonight. And on the money line, 60% Michigan Wolverine will defeat the Washington Huskies. 40% the Washington Huskies will defeat the Michigan Wolverines. I give you your predictions last week and I will do it again so that way you place your wagers the correct way. Let me hold this for you guys. For those of you who got cataract, I suggest you get a pair of glasses and wipe the boogers out your eyes and make sure you place the bet the correct way so that way you can cash out big tomorrow morning. Don't say I didn't warn you. This is how it's going to play out. I will send my own mind 90% to 100. I guarantee you, and I wish you the best. Now,